Alright, so today we're going to talk about the muscular system. We have three different types of muscle tissue. You have your smooth, your skeletal, and your cardiac muscle tissue. And so let's talk about skeletal muscle tissue. Alright, so the name skeletal muscle tissue is from where it's located, and it's pretty much connected to your bone, like your biceps or quads or something like that. That's skeletal muscle tissue, and they're voluntary. And so, like, if you wanted to hit a baseball or pick up some weights or something like that, that would be a voluntary movement. So you're using your skeletal muscle tissue for that. And they're also striated. So when like somebody looks through a microscope at the skeletal muscle tissue, you'll see light and dark bands, and this is called striation. So muscle tissue is striated. They have a larger number of muscle cells and more nuclei than the other muscles. Alright, and so now let's talk about smooth muscle tissues. Smooth muscle tissues comes from where you look through the microscope. It's not light and dark bands. They're smoother, and they're also found in hollow places such as your stomach, intestines, and your blood vessels. Alright, so like if you were gonna, they're involuntary movements, and so like circulatory flow, blood flow through your body would be involuntary movement. This would be a function of the smooth muscle tissue. Alright, so your cardiac muscle tissues. When I think of cardiac, I think of cardio, and your heart rate goes up in cardio, and so the only body part that has cardiac muscle tissue is in your heart. And so cardiac muscle tissue, it has there are more similarities to smooth muscle tissue, but it also has a few similarities to skeletal muscle tissue. And so it's striated like skeletal muscle tissue, but it also has less cells and nuclei like smooth muscle tissue. Okay, so like how are bones and now I'm going to talk about how your muscles and your bones interact. So there are tendons in your arm and like in your legs and stuff, and they're connected to your muscle and your bones. And so when like your bicep contracts, it pulls on the tendon like a pulley, and then therefore pulling on the arm to bring the arm up. Okay, so this would be a function of a voluntary movement. So usually when you're using your tendons, you're using your skeletal muscles. Okay, and so there are ways of maintaining your muscle, and this would be just regular exercise, lifting weights, running, doing cardio. All this would be examples of maintaining your muscle. And so, I mean,